Hi, my name is Brian Holinka, Senior Designer on Homefront, and you're watching Platform 32.
When Platform 32 were invited to a preview event for the multiplayer portion of upcoming commie-bombing first-person shooter Homefront, we leapt at the chance to attend. While we were there, we managed to grab Brian Holinka, the game's senior designer, for an exclusive interview.
Homefront is a large-scale warfare game that encompasses everything from soldiers to tanks and Humvees to attack helicopters like the Apache, but we also have like really cool futuristic tech like little recon drones, helicopter drones, and treaded drones that you can send out to fight. So it has a bunch of little tools, but you go out and you fight in 32-player matches supported by dedicated servers on the PC, PS3, and Xbox 360.
One of the biggest multiplayer features we noticed during our playtime was the inclusion of an innovative new battle point system. Please explain.
Battle point system is something we developed in multiplayer to help incentivize players to play as a team. Basically what happens is when you do things like kill enemies or capture objectives or defend those objectives, you're given points, battle points that you earn. You can then spend those points in a couple different ways. You can either right during the battle, you can use the D-pad to like purchase airstrikes, purchase drones you can deploy, or rocket launchers or missile launchers. Or when you're spawning, you can decide, hey, instead of spawning as infantry this time, I have enough money, I want to purchase a tank, or I want to purchase an attack helicopter. At which point, you buy that helicopter, you fly into the game world, and then you go straight into the action with the helicopter you just earned and bought.
Big vehicles with guns on rule! But what other items can you buy with battle points?
Every time you spawn, you choose a loadout. It's a customizable loadout that you pick, and you choose different special weapons that you want to be able to purchase in real time. So when you're running around, you can use the D-pad to say, select a lock-on missile launcher to use against helicopters, or select a Hellfire airstrike from a UCAV that you guide down on unsuspecting targets. Or you can purchase one of our drones, like the recon drone. It's a small little helicopter drone. You send it out, and then all your enemies are marked. And then if you target them individually, you can mark them for your teammates as well. So it's a really great way for you to kind of safely help your teammates without necessarily having to kill anyone.
So these battle points sound a lot like the XP rewards you get in other games. Can you save up battle points to spend later, or do they get reset at the end of every match?
Battle points are not like XP. They're not persistent between different matches. You basically start off with every match with only a handful of battle points, and then as you earn, you need to spend them, because if you don't at the end of the round, anything you haven't spent is lost.
I love the way you can buy equipment on the fly using battle points. There was this awesome moment while I was playing where I was trapped in an old barn by a huge tank. Using my battle points, I bought a rocket launcher and blew it sky high. Then I did a fat legger back to the safety of my teammates. The game seems very centered around team play. Will this game also be accessible for lone wolf run and gun style gamers?
We definitely support like a lot of team play and team-oriented type behavior. And one of the things with battle points was kind of trying to make people do the team play objectives. But at the same time, you know, if you're a solo player, there's a lot of opportunities for you to do that. You just kind of go out, you play it very similar, hop into the game, and you know it's very clear to you what you got to do. Your allies will see you. It's pretty simple to do either one.
Customization is a massive feature in games nowadays. Can you tell us a little about the customization aspects of Homefront?
We actually have a ton of customization. Like I was saying, every time you spawn, you select a loadout, and that loadout is made up of a primary weapon, which could be an assault rifle, could be an assault rifle, a submachine gun, a sniper rifle, but also you select a secondary explosive, so something like an EMP grenade that disrupts a vehicle's activities, or C4. But also we have what are called an ability system. We have infantry abilities that kind of you select, and to support your playstyle, they modify a number of different attributes in the game, like weapon damage or the duration of an EMP on your vehicle. But then we also have the same for vehicles. So you can, for each vehicle type that we have, you can kind of choose custom upgrades. So we have a lot of flexibility, a lot of customizability, and those are the types of things that you unlock as you go through the game earning levels. You unlock all kinds of different stuff.
Having worked on the game as senior multiplayer designer since the start of the project, what's your favourite thing about Homefront? Which part still makes you go, wow?
My favorite thing in the game right now really is our main battle tanks, our Abrams. It's a fun experience to kind of roll into the middle of a bunch of infantry fighting it out and just unloading on them with that cannon. You just basically point and click, and when you fire the cannon, you get this loud, like, rushing boom, tons of smoke, the whole ground shakes, and then when you hit the guy, you actually see him kind of go exploding and ragdolling up in the air. So it's really kind of this really fulfilling this big gun fantasy. It's really cool.
The modern warfare genre is already getting crowded. What sets Homefront apart from the rest?
There's a lot of things familiar about Homefront that'll make you feel comfortable in the game. But there are a lot of things different in Homefront that make you feel like you're playing a new game. It's a new experience. So, we looked at the things that you need to do well in order for players who are really familiar with some of the most popular first-person shooters out there to just grab the controller and feel comfortable. They don't have to be clumsy. They don't have to be learning new controls. They can sit down and they can play. But at the same time, the game plays different because of our game mode, ground control, and and the battle point system. Things happen differently. The way you play the game happens differently.
The battle point system works well and creates that extra incentive to work harder and as part of a team. Serve your country well and you get rewarded. Plus, by the end of the match, when everyone has loads of battle points to spend, it becomes a frenzy of tanks, helicopters and drones. That's when it really gets exciting. Utter chaos! But when can we get our hands on it? Over to you, Brian.
The game will be released early Q1 of 2011.